What's up, everybody? Welcome to Racing Dudes Live. We're going to be covering Oaklawn Park Race 10 there out of the gate right now. Mike Samich, how you feeling, buddy, about this race at Oaklawn?
Let's just get this 8 home, man. I get this freaking photo at Gulfstream. Unbelievable.
Well, literally, as we were about to go live, Mike lost a photo at Gulfstream that he was alive to a lot, and we'll talk about it in a second. But, yeah, he's very hot, so I wanted to get on here as quickly as we could. This 8 looks great, Mike. We covered the late pick 4 for the Magic Mike show, and we liked 6 and 8 in this spot. And 8, 9-5 favorite, got a very comfortable lead here so far.
Yeah, 8, 10, 11 in the Magic Mike show pick 4, so hopefully we can get one of those home and keep me moving in the pick 5 too from the bombs as well. So that wouldn't suck. This 8 looks pretty loose here. It went pretty fast up front, but he looks pretty comfortable right now.
He loses. Well, it's Oaklawn today. I'm not going to be shocked about anything, but he looks really, really good. This is a horse that Zozos beat on debut by half length, and then Zozos came back to romp. That's why I really like the 8. Now they're going left-handed on him though, so we'll see.
Get away from this 3.
Well, I think more than anything, the 8 is just goofy. I think he's fine. He's got plenty left. Easy.
He was a horse that on debut when he lost to Zozos, I bet him at 20-1 because I knew that he was a Steve Asmussen trainee that I'd heard a little bit about at Fairgrounds. And, man, that's what I thought he could do at 20-1. I was mad that I didn't get that. But decent effort there. Jared, you haven't spoken yet. What did you think about that?
Just letting you guys go. I love it. No, I mean, I think who ended up with Zozos? I don't remember.
Real Dynasty. Yeah,
that bodes well for that horse. I think that was a pretty good performance. I mean, again, it's hard to. I always say it's hard to measure that 6 furlongs. I mean, it's not exactly like this is. We don't know what Zozos really is going to be. But yeah, it definitely bodes well. And oh man, what a day! It's been a day.
What do you mean? Expand.
Well, you kick things off with the Saudi Cup and Saudi Derby with Pinehurst, and then Baffert almost pulls the double off there with Country Grammar off the 200 and some odd day layoff, and we have like a what did that horse pay
229. Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a day, and then of course you got Secret Oath who dominated, which was exciting. Maybe the best 3-year-old to run today. We'll find out here in this next race in the Rebel. But shit, maybe that as far as horses on the grounds, that 3-year-old's on the ground. Secret Oath might be the best one at Oaklawn.
Looks tough. Looks awfully tough. I mean, she was very, very awesome. Let's put it that way. She's certainly the best one to run so far today, and we'll see after the race. First of all, if you want to see our reaction, there's a video up on YouTube now. But after the race and after our reaction video, we got some quotes from the coach, D. Wayne Lucas. It sounds like if you read between the lines of what he's saying, especially with the pre-race or the post-race interview right after in the winner's circle, kind of made the comment, I'm really want to run in the Arkansas Derby. I got to talk to the owners and kind of do some begging, if that's the right word to use, or convincing is probably the better word to use there. So I think we're going to see her next against the boys. Should be fun.
Well, we talked about it before the race. He was mentioning it's the connections that was keeping him from going against the boys. And once you see that performance, and she was marvelous. I mean, somehow you get in trouble in a 6-horse field and still able to scoot through on the rail and win by open lengths, never really being asked. And one thing that you mentioned before we came on here, Aaron, which I think is relevant, how's that time compared to the rest of the races going to mile 16th so far at Oaklawn? And the race we're about to see is a mile 16th as well. So it'll be a good measuring stick there.
Yeah, very good measuring stick. So when she ran the race, it was 2 seconds faster than the second race, which was Claimers. Now, Badens have since ran that distance, and also allowance horses, and she's still a little over a second faster than those two races. So 144 and change is how she finished up the mile and 16th there in the Honeybee. So kind of keep that in mind when you see the final time for the Rebel, because obviously the Rebel is going to be the one they really want to compare to. And the coach said in the interview, he said she's going to tell us she needs to run in the Arkansas Derby more than likely if she keeps how she's doing. But what will the other horses coming out of that Rebel tell us? And what will the horses coming in for the Arkansas Derby potentially tell us? So he's being very coy about it, just kind of saying, hey, we got a good one. But when you're taking a filly up against the boys, a lot of times it's what is she going to go up against that's a determining factor in that thing.
It seems like, you kind of made mention to this on Blinkers Off the other night. I get, like, I don't think it really, at this point, it doesn't matter if Newgrange wins by 20 here in a second. I mean, I think he's going to, he's set on running seek. I mean, he's like, I nominate her for the Derby. I nominate her for the Kentucky Derby. I love the fact that they've spaced it out longer now, so you have more time between the Arkansas Derby and the Kentucky Derby. He's already playing in that race. So, I mean, it's just like we've been around this long enough and been around his horses long enough to where it's like when he's got a good one, Samit, I think you said it on the live reactions, like run him. And he is the quintessential trainer that when he's got a horse right, he runs the shit out of them.
Well, and there's no risk in running in the Arkansas Derby now because you're in the Oaks. So it doesn't even matter if let's say you go in the Arkansas Derby and you bomb. Oh, well, you're running in $1 million race on a Friday before the Derby. Like, it's a great setup. And if you, let's say you do well in the Arkansas Derby and you go and you run in the Kentucky Derby, and let's say you don't do well there, you know what? They've got big time filly races before the Preakness and the Belmont that you can get more black type. And now, I think Magic mentioned it, you now have your stakes win as well. You've got your black type after today. So you don't have to worry about that from a breeding perspective, even though this is a mare that they're going to home breed with anyway. It's not like they're going to sell this mare. So, I mean, to them, it's all gravy now. And you might as well take a couple swings. Yeah,
to this point, what Christopher asked, I mean, the fantasy is the same day, mind you, as well. So you've got the 600K versus 1.25 million, So even if what a way to find out if your horse is good enough to run over $1 million race. And guess what? Like I said, if it doesn't go perfect or doesn't, she runs, because you got to think like she's going to run a race. If she's just not good enough, to say, okay, guess we'll go to the Oaks. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, and if she's top 3 in that, perhaps she makes the Derby gate, right? And you have to assume a Baffert is going to be in front of her, right? And so you only have one horse from that race you need to beat if you want to win the Derby. And then you look, okay, where the California crop, not great except for the Bafferts. New York, not scared of anybody. You've got Way to Barrio down in Florida that's probably going to be in there. You got Classic Causeway, who you got to talk about at least in Tampa. But it's not like, this is the murderer's row of Kentucky Derby contenders here. Like, you take out the Bafferts, like it's really just the Kentucky Jockey Club that you're worried about right now, and Epicenter, and it's crazy. It's not that tough.
I think Todd Pletcher might have a couple words with you, Mike Samich, but otherwise, you're on the right.
I hope he does.
Yeah, for sure. It's Jared.
I know you got Emmanuel up there, and who I like too. So I wouldn't hate on Emmanuel either.
It's again, though, it's another situation of let's just see how, like Lucas said, let's see how it unfolds. What if Emmanuel runs and he runs okay, but it's like, yeah, he was all right. Even if he won, he's like, yeah, he's okay, but he's not a world beater.
Right.
You go to the next week, it's like, well, there were some decent ones. They're not world beaters. And you just progress and progress. And all of a sudden it's like, okay, we're sitting in the Arkansas Derby. We can win it. And now if somebody does get to just blow our minds, well, great, we'll go to the Oaks. But yeah, I'm with you guys. I mean, I think it's going to be very interesting. And again, the Baffert horses, I've said it, and I'll keep saying it until they're actually qualified and in it. They're getting out where you really don't count them. Like, we're getting close now, guys. A couple of months, we're not going to be talking about Derby preps. We're going to be talking about who's in the race. There's a lot to unfold, but she's exciting. Without any doubt, she is really, really exciting.
Anything else you guys want to add? You want to talk about the Rebel Stakes coming up here?
Well, we're 24 minutes now. Newgrange is 3-5. I'm looking at the odds right here. Chasing Time, second choice at 3-1. Shocking we didn't get the 8-1, right? Who would have thought that we were? I banked on that 8-1, guys. That changes everything. If the other Lucas, right? Ethereal Road, 14-1, 12-1 a dash attack. I mean, really, it's Barber Road, I guess, is 8-1. He's the only other single digit horse at the moment, aside from Chasing Time.
Hey, Mike, on the Magic Mike show, we were debating what Chasing Times would be, and you tried getting a morning. Did you set the morning line at 3-1? If that was the push, was 3-1?
Yeah, we kind of nutted that one. I was going to give you 5-2 or less. I was going to take 7-2 to over, and 3-1 was a push. So
yeah, I fucking nailed it right on it.
Nutted that one. I like that.
It's a poker thing.
Sure, yeah.
It is. It's the nuts are the best hand. When you nail something, you nutted it. I guess there are other ways that could go. So we'll just leave that there.
Well, there's a lot.
Well, it's a good thing we're not live right now. I'm happy about
whatever.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, we are live?
How is Stellar Tap 35-1? That seems absolutely crazy to me. Like it's the one price that just seems nutty to me is Stellar Tap.
Yeah.
When you were when the conversation kind of started to fizzle, that's the thing I was going to bring up next. Is why in the hell is Stellar Tap this high of a price? I get that he would be a double digit, but I'll kick it to Jared because you have the horse in the fantasy league. We were kind of talking, and we've made fun of this horse. It's not like you have any grand plans for this guy, but we thought, well, shit, he could get second or third here, right? Are you shocked at 37-1?
No, I mean, he's like one of the higher prices in the field right now. I mean, yeah, I think that's nuts. Now, again, like I was surprised they even entered him here. But it tells you that, hey, they like the horse enough to give him a shot. And to me, if it's not, honestly, the way I feel, if it's not Newgrange, it could be any of this bunch. And I would rather have, this might sound crazy, but when you're talking about Asmussen trained horses in this race, I don't care, regardless of odds. I'm not like, give me Stellar Tap over Chasing Time. I just think I would rather take, like, he's got more upside to me. And I'm not saying I love the horse, but to me, Chasing Time, you look at those horses he beat, not coming back, super strong. And then if you add in the value of the odds, I mean, let's imagine Stellar Tap's going to come down a little bit, but 20, 25. I mean, he's going to be a huge price compared to Chasing Time that, as Samich so eloquently put, nutted at 3-1. I mean, you're to me, the value's there.
I can't get over the nuts.
I hope Stellar Tap nuts this field. That's what I hope.
Well, listen, the value is certainly there. 37-1. So
you guys never heard of flopping the nuts, huh?
No.
Well, I've heard of it. I just haven't brought it up on a live show before.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've heard of it.
I can't believe you guys haven't heard of this before. Yeah.
I'm learning something, and that's
Magic
good.
just has his head down the whole time. He's not looked up once.
Gotta get you guys to watch more poker and less wrestling. You know what flopping
I think you have to watch something else to learn about flopping the nuts, Matt.
Racing Dudes After Dark coming to Patreon later.
Oh,
let's do it, baby! All right.
Yeah.
God damn it, Samich. Samich is on something special today. Despite the Gulfstream loss by the photo, Samich is really on something today. I love it.
But I mean, I've had all 22 winners so far today, and somehow I'm not up a lot of money. It's kind of frustrating. It's just a little ticket structure problems here. Like we were talking before we came on air, that the late pick 5 at Gulfstream totally should have hit that. Like, and I. The pick 6, I feel like I should have hit. I had every horse, just didn't go short in the right races and deep in the right ones. I know, Aaron, you felt the same way. It can be maddening trying to structure tickets sometimes.
It's hilarious because we had that same discussion, like you said, and it's like I feel like I handicapped really well at Gulfstream today and completely screwed up the tickets. And we've talked about that a lot. When you're betting pick 4, 5, 6, whatever, it's 50-50, right? You gotta use the right horses, and then you gotta be able to cut down in the right races. And I did not do that today, and you did it better than me, but still didn't do it either. So you did hit some. I think you had the pick 4, right?
Yeah. I hit the pick 4. We had the mid card pick 4 for $5. Like it was still profitable, but it's one of those days where you look back and you're just like, whoops. I could have done a lot better here if we just structured it a little differently.
Yeah, absolutely. Rather have a nut flush straight.
Yeah, the nut straight flush. It's the last two words are flip, but it's the same thing. Like literally, I'm shocked you guys have never heard that nuts is poker is the best hand possible in poker. So when you're playing Texas Hold'em, you have two cards in your hand. You got 5 on the board. The nuts is the best hand. So if you have the 2 cards that cannot be beat, you have the nuts. And if you flop the nuts, that means you flop the best hand after the first 3. It's actually legitimate terms here. You guys are the ones with into the gutter.
Fair, I have watched enough World Series of Poker where I have heard the nuts. Okay, but I still think it's funny the way you said it, and I'm gonna my mind is not gonna allow me to think of anything else other than the other nuts.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I want you to use that as a pickup line on Tinder at some point this weekend, Jared.
I like that.
Hey, I've got the nuts.
Yeah.
Looks like we have some other people on here that had the 5 out of 6, maybe had the same kind of problem that we had, just couldn't get there.
The one in the last is logical. I'm shocked he won after that pace duel, but it's logical. The Mott horse was completely logical. The 10 horse, who I think was the one that you left out, completely logical. Like it wasn't. That's a great quarter horse, by the way. Both of these nuts.
Sure.
It really is. Again, there really is a quarter horse named both of these nuts.
I know. He runs at Remington.
Yeah. But it was one of those sequences you just look back and kind of kick yourself when you don't have it.
Yeah, stayed in for half was the nuts.
There we go. See, proper use of the word there.
They're in the paddock for the Rebels. Speaking of nuts, and Newgrange was a little bit nutty, but he's calmed down now. The paddock at Oaklawn is a challenge for horses that have never been in it. That's one thing to kind of keep in mind. With any shipper, you could lose the race in the paddock here, but he's calmed down now. He seems to be okay. Now 3 to 5. I had somebody ask me, and I thought he would be even money. What do you think? Do you guys think he floats up to even money at all? Or you think 3 to 5 is probably what we're going to get on this horse?
I think 3 to 5. DRF is usually pretty good at when these lower odds horses, like sub even money odds, at projecting. They're projecting 2 to 5 for him. So I would say 3 to 5 was my guess. I would say he holds it 2 to 5, or 3 to 5. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Pool is pretty mature. I mean, there's $355,000 bet into the pool already. 163,000 of it is on the 2-horse Newgrange. So I'd be surprised if there was a large shift. I mean, maybe you fluctuate from 3 to 5 to 4 to 5 in that range. But I'd be surprised if you see 2 to 5 or even money when they go off. I think it's going to be somewhere around that price.
Yeah, he probably deserves to be in this race. The problem with the race, for me specifically, and I know we talked about it, Jared, on the show, and I think you guys kind of did too. It's not it's not like, oh, I love Newgrange. I think this is a big time player, right? I mean, it's just I came in thinking, okay, let's see if we can try to beat him, and it's just like, who do you hang your hat on? It's just you can't find anybody.
It's interesting because on the Monday Magic Mike episode, Magic pulls up the list of all the horses that are going to be in the race, the overnights, and I look through it, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to take a shot against Newgrange. And then you look at the PPs, and then you watch the replay of the last race as well, where Newgrange was wide the whole time, never really got the best trip, and like the other horses around him, specifically Ben Diesel, got an amazing trip, and so now we're tripped out horses versus him not tripping out, and now he draws inside. He could easily get the lead and go wire to wire against this field. It just everything is better for Newgrange, worse for all the people that he just faced, and the new shooters are just uninspiring. I mean, that's it. I don't see how they improve enough to be able to run him down.
Yeah. You wish Stellar Tap would have won the race last time out he was in, or get second by a nose, and then you could kind of get on board. But it's like, yeah, he got beat 2 lengths. He never really threatened to win. The horse that won the race did come back to run 4th in the Louisiana or in the Risen Star. It wasn't bad, but it's like, yeah, but he really wasn't close to beating that horse. So I don't know. That's just it.
I do feel like, to me, it just makes a race hard, and that's why I think I ultimately was with Newgrange too. Is like, if anybody's going to beat him, it's a new shooter, because I think he's he beat the hell out of the Southwest field, and he didn't even like what he was doing, and so to me, it'd be tough to any of those horses to unless he doesn't show up to upset him. And then it's like, okay, well, then a new shooter makes sense. And like you say, it's like, well, that means it's one of these Asmussen horses, basically, or I guess the D. Wayne horse. I guess we can talk about him a little bit, because I pretty much agree with you guys. I mean, ideally it makes sense, but I mean, Do I think Stiller Tap can run like a good enough race to like hit the board? Yeah. Do I think he can win? No. I mean, it'd be a huge upset if he won this race. What about the Lucas horse, Halterman?
I don't know. The horse that he beat came back to run shitty on this card. I think that was race 9. Quick to blame. The Brad Cox horse just was awful. It had no excuse to be awful. Should have won the race if he was any good. So that kind of downgrades me. I don't like horses coming from dead last in Derby preps, and I think that's where he's going to be. I think he could hit the board. I think he's a logical. I think 14-1, you're getting enough to give it a shot, but overall, I don't think he's good enough.
Yeah, he's going to need a pace collapse. I mean, if this race absolutely falls apart, then maybe we've got a shot here. The horse that he got beat by Tubac, I think it was, Call Me Jamal, won today too. Sure. So like at least you have a plus there. But again, you had that 2 horse today. Quick to blame should have won for fun and just was not good enough down the lane. So yeah, I agree with you, Aaron. I think you need some type of pace collapse for the 10 to be able to get up here. Maybe an underneath horse. Anybody want to give some love for Texas Red Hot, the 5, first off the layoff, coming out of the Kentucky Jockey Club? Big price, should be a little more tactical.
He is coming out of a good race, but he also was just like, he was in the race as far as being listed in the race. Yeah. That's the problem, right? He's another one. He's like Stellar Tap in a way. It's just like, geez, if he could have got 8th instead of 10th, or could have passed a 1 horse in that race, it would have been
the 8th place finisher did come back to win.
I know you're not wrong. I mean, if he wins this, it would be a shock. Let's put it that way.
I don't disagree, but I heard a couple people giving some steam to him, so I thought we should at least mention him.
I can't get there. Like you said, Ben Diesel is a horse I tried last time, and it's like, if you can't win with that trip, I just cannot see how you're going to. It was perfect, and he just couldn't get it done. Barber Road, I've heard, see some people in the chat, and I've heard people talk about Barber Road. How does he turn the tables is the question today, right? The one horse I would make a case for, and here's McPeak here again, second week in a row. We're going to talk about one. He's the price you like to bet McPeak today, though, 11-1. He has 2 sloppy track victories. He was 5th last time out in the Southwest. If you could make the case of, well, he just kind of bounced in the Southwest and he might run better today. Any interest at Dash Attack at 11-1?
No, that was one that we talked about on the podcast a little bit. He's in the range at 10-1, where I think, but again, I don't know how he does enough to just like, I guess with the track you can maybe make a case but I do think the track's listed as good, right? But it's not terrible. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, he's been good on, a lot of people thought, well, if it rains, Dash Attack, that boosts Dash Attack. And I don't know. I mean, to me, I don't think he's that good as a problem.
Yeah.
They weren't exactly flying in either win either. I think he went 138 and 139 in the 2-mile victories that he had. So they weren't exactly burning up the track on those days. And he's the Munnings horse. Look, Munnings horses are much better when the track is much worse. And so it's just one of those, or turf sprinting. It's one of those horses that, like, any horse by Munnings, you want as much rain as possible. We didn't get it today. I mentioned in the Magic Mike show, I go too deep here with the 11 if it was just sloppy as hell out there. But like with this type of conditions, I think it's going to be awfully tough for a horse that, the draw is not great for him either. I mean, he's going to be sitting all the way there on the outside. He's probably going to be hung 2 or 3 wide on the first turn. It's just not what you want to be when you're trying to make up ground late here at Oaklawn. It seems like, you probably want to be more forwardly placed. We've had a couple horses come down the middle of the track today and be able to close. But for the most part, you want to be more forwardly placed. And like Aaron said, the last thing you want to be is far back in these Derby preps.
Yeah, it just doesn't work out very often that you can come from last to first. So it is a little bit of a worry. We've had some people in the chat, and I've thought about this horse a little bit too, the number 1, Cavid, drawing the rail. The horse has kind of tried to go gate to wire in the first 2 Derby preps, haven't been able to do the job. You're getting 56-1, though, on him, Jared. I mean, I know we kind of talked about him on Bleakers Off. What do you think of Cavid at 56-1? Is that interesting at all to you?
I not really. I mean, it is. I mean, to me, the problem is the horse just to his inside, or his outside. I'm sorry, because he's going to go too, right? Like, and I think we saw him come off of it last time, Newgrange that is, but that's because he drew wide and he kind of had to make do. This time he draws the rail, nearly the rail, and I think that's going to put more pressure on the one. I don't know. I mean, to me, the one is kind of forced to go, and the 2 is going to be very, very make his life a little more difficult. So to me, I see him fading the 1.
I absolutely love horses. I'm watching the Lucas horse here. He's trying to eat the stall. That's great. I love that kind of stuff. That's why I love to be in the paddock. You're like, look at this guy. He's trying to eat the stall. Yeah, Samich, what do you think?
I think someone should give that horse some oats, man. Give him a peppermint. What are we doing here?
Water oath one so they can afford some feed, I think, if he's hungry. Samich, go ahead.
Yeah, the one. Yeah, the one, like, look, I think this is interesting because I wouldn't be shocked if Newgrange kind of allows the 1 to go and boxes out on that first turn so that Newgrange gets a better trip here. Because if COVID, whatever you want to say, is in the lead there, that benefits the 2, Newgrange, because it's going to set him up to be able to go right by him down the lane. I think the 1's really interesting in the supers. I like, this is a good 3rd, 4th place horse in exotics. I wouldn't be shocked if this goes 1, 2, 3, 4. From the Southwest in this race in order. If it goes 2, 9, 7, 1, I wouldn't be shocked at all, and you're going to get a huge price on that super.
Go ahead, Aaron. We're both trying to add Sylvian's comment, oats and nuts.
Yeah, come on.
Love you, Sylvian.
Give him an almond.
I actually have a straight exact in Newgrange over Cavad that I played in this race because I think that he's going to set the pace. I rewatched the Southwest and watched Cavad specifically, and he was pulling pretty hard, and he was kind of rank. He's going to draw he's breaking from the rail this time, which he hasn't done in his last races. And I think that if he isn't rank, I think he settles a lot more. And he held on really well in this stretch of the Southwest for a horse that had run so rank like that. So I think that he's got a strong chance in it. Right now, it's paying $49 for a dollar exacta from Newgrange to Cavad. So yeah, I'm going to go with that one. Do you guys, as far as the odds changing, because this happens a lot in these races, Newgrange probably isn't going to take a major swing. Who do you think does it? My guess is that Barbara Road gets a lot of like that computer money late. But what do you guys have any ideas, Aaron?
Yeah, I think Barbara Road's probably the candidate. I think he starts to take it. I have to think Stellar Tap comes down from this 36 to 1. He has to get in at least the 20s. So I would look for Chasing Time to get about 3 to 1. Barbara Road maybe 5 to 1, and then Stellar Tap to kind of be the big mover, the other big mover down to the mid, like 25 to 1, let's say, or 20 to 1 even. He's got to take money, guys. His 36 to 1 is crazy. There's got to be people out there like us being like, well, shit, it's Asmussen and it's at Oaklawn. Let's throw some money on him.
Well, if you look at the will pays, Barbara Road is favored over Chasing Time in the pick 3, and they're right around the same price in the pick 4. And right now, one's on the board at 7 to 1, and the other's on the board at 7 to 2. So you got to think those even up around 5 to 1, somewhere in that range. The other one that took money in both of the pools is the 11 horse Dash Attack, who's sitting on the board at 11 to 1, $42 in the double versus 26 for Barbara Road, and in the pick 3, 105 in the pick 3 versus $93 to the 8 Chasing Time. So Dash Attack and the 7 or in the 9 here, Barbara Road should both take money late. I agree with you. I mean, the price on Stellar Tap is still ridiculous here. And the will pays kind of support it. I mean, the will pays say Stellar Tap should be double what the 11 should be. Maybe 2.5 times. So if Dash Attack goes off at 7 to 1, you should be getting around 16 to 1 on the 6 horse. And right now it's sitting on the board at 35 to 1. So we all, I think, no, spoiler alert, I think we're all taking Newgrange here, right?
Yeah.
So how do we make money on this race? Let's focus on that. What's these single race bets that we like? What do we think we can play into the exact or into the double? Is there any horses in the last we want to really parlay? How do we try and make a couple bucks here?
First of all, Stellar Tap is the ugliest horse, and all horses are beautiful, and he's beautiful too because he's a horse, but he is so ugly. He's the ugliest horse. He always has been.
Don't you remember the day when we were there when he broke his maiden the debut, and we're like, God, he is ugly.
We were standing on the rail at Saratoga, and he galloped by. I said, Jared, that's the ugliest damn horse I've ever seen.
Then he cruised.
He cruised. How do we make money in this race? I've got a couple of strategies, but Samich, give me the daily double will pays.
All right, who do you want?
2 with the 3. What is it?
$14.
I like that.
That's big. I mean, you're essentially getting over 14 to 1 on the 3 in the next race.
That's That's what I want right there. I want to go a 2-3 daily double. I really like my girl Tammy Ormsby getting Ricardo Santana aboard with the 3 in that Arkansas bred race. That horse has faced some tough company in the 2 races this year, and that is not quite as tough a field. So I really like the 2-3 double.
So you're saying that if Newgrange wins and I'm alive to 8 through 12 in the pick 4, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I'm sitting here with 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 in my pick 5.
And Aaron's going 3. Ah, shit. Okay. I mean, who knows Arkansas bred's better than Aaron? That's the thing. I looked at that and I was like, I did just try and read it like a normal form, but I know that Garhole is tough.
You played 8, 9, 10, 11?
13.
Yeah.
Magic is 8 through 12. I have 8, 9, 10, 11, 13.
None of you guys played the 3?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, see?
Okay. No, listen, that 11 is
Hedge
good.
bet.
No, the 11's a good horse. 11's a good horse.
I
don't like the 9 at all. Used to like the 9 back in the day, not now. 8 at Mo Choctaws, that's okay horse. Yeah.
13 drawn in, I think, is interesting. Right now, that's a $49 double, 213.
So the 13 is an interesting horse. It's going to be an all or nothing. I could see that horse winning, though. Yeah. I'm telling you, boys, that Garhole is a hell of a horse. I'm not lying. That horse is good.
We're doing a lot of Garhole handicapping on the Magic Mike show. We mentioned that horse 8 times during that race preview.
That horse is good. That horse can.
Yes.
He's a fast motherfucker.
And
he's
3.
good.
Is he only 3? Or was he 3 turning 4? Okay, yeah.
All right, so single race, I'm literally playing the try-back from the Southwest. I'm playing the 2, 9, 7 cold. And then I'm going to play the 2 over the 6, 7, 9 for $5 in the try and see if we can get one of those 2 home.
Okay.
And I told you mine, Newgrange straight over Kavad.
Okay.
It's 49 to 1 pay right now.
Jared?
I'm gonna do a do you have the exacta will pays? Okay, give me yeah, of course.
Come on.
Of course you do. Why wouldn't you? What's the 2 over the 6?
2, 6 at $37 for $1.
37 to 1 on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the bet.
Jared's signing up for the 2, 6 exactly here.
What's the 2 over Chasing Times at the 8?
$9.
And then Barber Road is 8 to 1, the exacta.
Yeah. No, you got to get double digits on that for sure. You need double digits. Yeah, because to me, here's the thing. Like, I think the 6 has just as good a chance to finish second as all those other horses do.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I'm either getting 8 to 1 or 9 to 1 or whatever to 36 to 1. Yeah. I mean, it may or may not come in, but to me, the values that's where the value's at.
What is it? The 2 over the 10 for the exacta?
$21.
Yeah, that's for me. Just so I can root for the coach. I don't care. Finish second in this race.
That horse will be, and I like that one too, because that horse will be coming, and and maybe the horse is,
could be coming in a netting.
Coming in a netting.
I was just waiting for that.
All right, we're 1 minute to post. 3 to 5 on Newgrange, fellas.
What price would you need on Newgrange to bet him? Straight up win.
Not 3 to 5. I can't do 3 to 5. Not on him.
I'd probably run even money.
Yeah, I'd say even money 6 to 5. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 to 5, even money, somewhere in there. Not where he's at currently.
Definitely
guys,
money 6 to 5.
We are almost loading. The 6, in fact, is almost loading right now, and Stellar Tap is still 37 to 1.
Wild. We also want to throw some doubles in
38.
You know, the lowest double with the 6. Let's just look at it real quick. Pull those up. The lowest will pay $108 with the 6 and the double. Your 6-3 double, Aaron, 232 to 1.
Jeez. That's wild.
All right.
It's
Let's
dark.
see here.
Holy cow.
Is. They got one more after this. Do they know that?
Yeah.
Are they aware?
I thought it was my screen that was that dark.
It is dark. I guess the rain looks like it's kind of almost there. It looks like it's raining a bit.
Oh, play dash attack. Throw it in quick.
Yeah.
It'll be sloppy by the time they finish.
Well, they were saying it's supposed to pour after the races today.
Yeah. Hot Springs a very, very tough place to predict the weather. Over the years, they've always got it wrong. So
it's where the sun always shines.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't.
Right here.
That's right. All right, boys, here we go.
Get Dash Attack in there, and
All right, we'll find out how many points Baffert's going to steal here.
Does anyone have anyone? Jared, you have the 6.
Yeah, but I mean, our hopes aren't super high here in the.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be 1-2 the whole way, and this is going to be slow now.
yeah.
Bad news for everybody. The Newgrange.
This is exactly what I thought would happen. Kavad goes, Newgrange sits just off in the clear. No kickback, no shadows for him to jump over. Aaron, you said that correctly.
Yeah.
Chasing Time is sitting there in third. Hey, 5-1, Samich, you were right.
Yeah, this is the opposite of the trip we saw from Newgrange in the last race. I mean, he was 3 wide, 4 wide, kickback, like just all kinds of trouble, and now he's just sitting behind and I wouldn't say bad speed horse, but a speed horse is not likely to hold. He's in the clear. You're going to get every chance to just hold off everybody else, and he's already proven he can do that. I mean, this is a tough spot for the rest of the field.
By the way,
Barber Road is really close.
26-1 on Stellar Tap, so he went way down at the on that computer money, Halterman.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
Newgrange is traveling a lot better this time than he did last time.
Yeah.
He looks really
Coach's
good.
horse coming up there.
I was gonna say the coach's horse is making a move, and it's a big one.
Newgrange gonna have to work for this.
Who's this
Newgrange isn't firing.
75
Newgrange
to
is
1.
gone. Newgrange is nope. Well, we said that last race, didn't we?
I would let him run here.
This is going to be interesting. I think the
Lucas
coach
horse.
may win this.
Lucas horse.
Newgrange just is done. I think the coach is
Wow,
going to
the
get
coach
it.
Lucas.
This is
Come
what
on.
happens to the other coach horse, though.
Ah, can he hold on? He's got it easy.
Uh-oh.
Here comes
Oh, there's 4 horse.
Here comes the 4.
It's the one-eyed horse. The one-eyed horse just won the Rebel Stakes. One-eyed horse just upsets the Rebel
71.
Stakes.
Wow.
Second. I don't know.
9. Barber Road got second.
Barber Road second again.
Oh my God! Eternal.
Wow.
Oh,
Well, this day just got a lot better, boys.
what? I mean, I wish Newgrange had won, but fine.
Wow.
70-1. God.
How does the coach lose this race? He's got it. I guess maybe they moved a little too quick. I don't know.
They actually came home the final 16th of a mile, 6 seconds.
No, I think the 10.
Yeah,
Oh, gosh. 10 got the worst, Bob.
That's really close. I don't know. Who do you think got it?
I think it's 4, 9, 10, right?
Live, I thought the 9 got it for second, and watching that replay, it looks like the 9 the 10. They got the 10 got the worst, Bob.
It's really close.
Well, the camera favors the outside heavily at Oaklawn.
Yeah, exactly, and that is even close.
I don't know.
I mean, I'd like to give you shit for jinxing it, Halterman, but it's like he looked like he was gone.
Yeah.
So, guys, Un Ojo is in the Derby. Let's talk about that for a second.
Well, hey, you know who beat the hell out of that horse last time out? Early voting.
There you go. It all coming together. Un Ojo.
Yeah, Christopher, we know it's the 4. We're talking about second between the 9 and
We're aware that the 4 won.
yes.
I guess the Withers is a key race.
Wow.
Gilded Age. There we go. Third place, man.
45.69.
What our girl do it earlier?
144 and something.
Oh, 144. So she ran us over a second, almost a second and a half faster.
Trash field in the Rebel. Wow. All the good horses.
The one-eyed horse won should sum up the trashiness of the race.
Guys,
If Newgrange didn't win, I think you said it, Jared. It's anyone. Like you could tell me anyone, and I wouldn't completely like, oh, it's ridiculous. No, if it wasn't Newgrange, it was anybody.
the 10 is second. There is an objection, but the 10 is second on
between
the
the 10 and the 1.
So Cavett has finished 4 3 straight times, hasn't he? Didn't he?
Mike said he was great for the Super. Mike said he would love Cavett in
Nailing
the
that
Super.
spot.
Do you so a second equals 6 links roughly?
So they have the horse.
They
do have the 10 second, huh? Wow.
So imagine if she's in the race, Secret Oath we're talking. She theoretically would have won by 5 to 6 lengths.
Yeah. I mean, but I bet D-Wayne could have told you she was 5 to 6 lengths better than the 10 horse going into today. Like, that's the thing. He knows.
Great point.
Like, he knows she's that good. And if the 10 runs this well, then he knows what he's got in the bag there.
Great point.
And he also knows what's in everybody else's bag now too. This is the best you've got. All right.
There's no doubt that he's running in that horse in the Arkansas Derby now. No doubt.
So Uno Hope runs in the Arkansas Derby.
So
what's the price?
This was the wedding, Samich. So don't go
that's
to
my
the
point.
funeral.
Like, what would you need to bet this horse back? 40 to 1?
Probably. Yeah, probably so.
Oh. You know, the one thing I got to say, when you get knocked out of multi-race bets, it's a lot nicer or easier when you get knocked out by a horse that you would never play.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
You're just like, never getting there.
Yeah.
Was it more than a second faster than how fast did you say the Secret Oath ran?
Let me look it up real quick. I think it was 144 and 2 something. I think. I'll look it up. Guys, I'm not so sure if the Lucas horse doesn't make an early move and just runs like the normal race like that he ran last time, that he doesn't win. I think they attacked thinking we got to attack Newgrange and then let somebody, he flattened late, you know?
Yeah. It's definitely one of those scenarios where you probably had the 2 as your target, and trying to beat the 2 may have cost you the race. I don't think the 10 comes down here, by the way. I don't
either. I saw the replay a couple times, and he was already way past the 1 when they made contact. The 1 got knocked from 3rd to 4th. No.
Yeah. There's no way that's coming down. Yeah. 144.64. So basically a second. 1 second faster.
Sorry.
Vic breaking it down for us here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even realize I didn't even realize I was listening to that.
I was like, I thought I muted him already. What happened?
Dennis says the head-on was bad. I haven't seen the head-on yet, Dennis, so that's fair. I have not.
It just looked so late that I thought that the 1 was already out of the path where the 10 took. Because the 10 definitely takes his path, but it's within 4 jumps of the wire or so. I don't think the 1 was finishing better than 4, so you can't make the placing argument either. This is okay. Can we talk about this? Like, what the heck? Why did he run Newgrange back here? We all mentioned this right after that. It looked like he hated that Arkansas track and was able to still win. Like, I figured that he was going to run better over it if you're going to run him again a second time. Like, I'm so surprised that he was like that he runs him back on the track he clearly didn't like, and then you get this effort.
Well, he even supplemented him into the field. He wasn't originally nominated to the field, and he supplemented him late. Like, that was weird. It was between him and, I believe, Doppelganger. And at the last second, he made the decision to throw Newgrange there. So I don't know how I feel about Doppelganger in the San Felipe next week now.
I don't understand why they did. And I don't think the track was an excuse this time, though, at the same time, if that makes sense. Like, he looked like he traveled better over it by far than he did last time. He just didn't fire at all. But yeah, we couldn't make sense of that. It did, because we all after the race like he'll never be at Oaklawn again, and there he was.
All right, okay. Here's the head on.
Here's the head on. Let's see here. He hasn't done a thing yet.
Well, the 10's going to come over, but it's right before the wire. The 9's going to split there. Now the 9's going to, and then the 10 comes over, and the 9 comes in, but the wire's right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
no way.
And he's already in 4th.
Yeah, no way that's changing.
They've already taken it down.
Yeah. 1, he wasn't passing him. 2,
way too late.
3, somebody forgot to tell you, Kavad finishes 4th.
Who
you didn't listen to Mike Samich. Kavad finishes 4th.
So there you go, Magic Mike. If you would have Barber Road, he would have got you 10 points. You would have been -10 still. So you save some. He'll probably finish 3rd again, so you might, then you get some back. But no one has any of the top 2 finishers, right? Only 1 horse in the top 4 of the Rebel is owned.
Yep,
that's right.
Just insane.
Just crazy too. We had people in the chat with this 4 in the exacta, hopefully one of you guys had the 4 to win for a couple bucks here too, because man, that's a heck of a payout if you did.
I think Coach said he had the 4, maybe.
Yeah, we had the boom, boom, boom 4 here.
Yeah.
So
somebody had the 4. I saw it in the chat.
Hopefully, I'm Coach Bennett.
Yeah, I hope so. That would be great.
Stellar tap, not so stellar. Looks like maybe the 37-1 was right.
Slightly accurate.
I think that Stellar Tap's dam did all of her winning on turf. I don't know if Asmussen is the right one to put her on the turf, but I think, or him on turf, but I think Stellar Tap should go send him to Kentucky Downs, right? Mike, if that horse is at Kentucky Downs, we're playing him, right?
Yeah, sure. 10 cents
Asmussen at Kentucky Downs?
$7,084 for 10 cents.
Well,
wow. $70,000 for $1.
It kind of looked like I have to watch the replay again to watch these other horses, but like Stellar Tap, I assume Chasing Time was that back there. Yes, the 9 and the 10 kind of did their thing, but a lot of those horses just ran in place. There's no real. I mean, yeah, the 6 was behind horses, but had 0 run. And a lot of those were the same case. This is just a bad field. I mean, just a really, really bad field. I don't know. I don't think you want anything out of this race.
Oh no. They're horrible.
Nothing.
You didn't want anything out of Southwest except for Newgrange if Newgrange runs back. And now with this result, you're just like, no thanks. I guess the best tweet I've seen so far is justice for Patch.
Guys, let's think about something. We shit all over the local crop. They ran 2, 3, 4 in this race, and they got beat by a horse that shipped from Aqueduct and got beat by 4 lengths in the Withers.
Key race. That Withers, man.
I mean, this group is bad.
Well,
really bad.
We saw the best 3-year-old in Arkansas run today.
Yes.
She just ran in the 5th race.
Yes.
Do one-eyed horses need blinkers?
It's an important question Charles asking here.
I mean, one blinker?
It's like an eye patch. He's self-conscious about it. He doesn't want you to see.
By the way, I guess Chasing Time. Anybody did that horse fin? I didn't. 5th? Oh, it was 5th. So okay, well that's not bad. That was
pretty much ran in place the whole way around.
Yeah, I never saw that horse.
Yeah.
The line will read never a threat.
Okay.
The chart.
Raced evenly.
Yeah, evenly, never threat.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
Unreal.
Bringing it back to the nuts again, Sylvan.
So we started off the day, or at least the major part of the day, of racing with the Saudi Cup and a massive price, and we're going to end the day with a 75-1. It's just an easy day, easy handicapping day.
If I told you a $152 winner would be the second highest winner of the day, what kind of odds would you have given me?
What if I would have told you that because I believe the cross country or whatever pick 5 had the Saudi Cup and this in it? What if I would have told you that the 75-1 shot in the Rebel was not going to be the highest price horse in that sequence?
Did that pay 3 out of 5?
It had to have. I didn't look.
Like,
but
it definitely didn't pay like 5 out of 5. That'd be wild.
No.
Let's see if I can find it.
I figured it was going to pay 4 out of 5 no matter what. So
Result.
now definitely
4 out of 5 paid $2,951.50.
Wow.
4 out of 5?
4 out of 5.
Did 3 out of 5 pay anything? Nothing? No.
Nope, just 4 out of 5. I mean, you did have a 6-5 shot in Green Light Go in one of those
You
races.
had the single. You needed it.
And but you did have an even money Chad Brown entry lose in one of those races as well. So I mean, like 3 huge favorites get upset in that sequence.
By the way, to clarify to this comment, I'm not saying the crop is bad. I'm saying the local crop at Oaklawn is bad, and that's been proven over and over and over. Not the crop, not the whole 3-year-old crop.
We talk about it quite a bit, how it's like kind of like conferences in the NCAA tournament, where you got to figure out which conferences are good and bad. And Oaklawn's conference in this case, that region is bad. Like last year, when we saw Hot Rod Charlie ship to Louisiana, we knew California was the best region, right? And so that was where you wanted to pick your horses from. In this case, Oaklawn is where you do not want to pick your horses from. Right now, I'd put my chips in the Florida basket right now, based on everything that we've seen.
I think it's the deepest conference, so to speak. So, I agree. And again, she being Secret Oath is 5 lengths better than anything they've got down there right now. It's a fact. And we'll just see what happens. If she doesn't run in the Arkansas Derby, you're going to see a similar type of thing unless somebody gets smart and brings somebody. Like, I'm shocked Todd Pletcher didn't say, let's throw something in there, right? I mean, it's been known that the locals weren't very good at this track.
Seems like at least what we've seen, from like the even the Withers, I guess, but I'm sorry, the Holy Bull with White Abario, even though he's not really like what kind of shipped in there, but Classic Causeway, obviously the Sam F. Davis. We're gonna have we had Epicenter at the fair. I mean, it seems like right now I'm looking at the Louisiana circuit, and I'm looking at what's it going to be at Gulfstream next week. We'll have Emmanuel in the Fountain Youth who could secure that the Gulfstream Park area of that circuit. So to me, it feels a lot like we're seeing like the Pletcher and those guys, because the West Coast doesn't seem like it's got much really. Obviously, Newgrange ain't shit. So you got Messier, and we'll see what he's about. Next week we got San Felipe as well, so we'll learn a little bit more about that. But yeah, to me, I'm with kind of like Samich. I think Gulfstream Park, that area is where you're kind of looking at your 3-year-olds right now.
Be interesting to see if anyone ships in now for the Arkansas Derby too, right? Like the Smile Happy horse that runs second in Louisiana, does he come up and run in Arkansas this time? Smile Happy, because like just to try and load up on some points. You have Pletcher send a horse in here in a 100-point race, which clearly is going to have a weaker field. I'd be interested to see who shows up, because I have a feeling you have quite a few new shooters just trying to take advantage of a weaker crop in Arkansas next time out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're a horse and you need points, you need to go there because you can get them. So yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think you're going to see an influx of horses for the Arkansas Derby. But they have other options as well. If you think, you've got the Santa Anita Derby, you've got the Bluegrass. What's it going to be like? Those horses are usually kind of the leftover from Arkansas and the leftover from Louisiana. Yeah, that could be an open one too for people. I certainly think that Florida circuit is it's rock solid right now. It's a deep group.
Pletcher won the Arkansas Derby with Magnum Moon back in the Justifier. Was it 2018? I think because he's got all of the riches down in Florida, he's got to spread them out. He's gone to Oaklawn before with success and run. And listen, Dennis says Smile Happy will run at Keeneland. Nobody knows where McPeak's running any of his damn horses. Not even McPeak knows. I've heard Tiz the Bomb is going to 8 different races next, and 3 of them are in England. I don't know which one to believe.
Why not point In Due Time to the Arkansas Derby? Like a horse that probably doesn't want to run the Florida Derby, but would be one of the top 2 or 3 choices in the Arkansas Derby, right? Like there's a bunch of horses I can think of that would have a shot here if they show up.
Yeah. I mean, Un Ojo just won.
Well, yeah. What's up with Rattle and Roll Magic? Where's he going next?
He's supposed to be in the Fountain of Youth.
I mean, Rattle and Roll could have won if Un Ojo can.
Well, I don't know. McPeak horses haven't come back so well.
Gilded Age may have won today, guys, in this race. So
that's true.
It was only a neck off the winner.
Strava would have found trouble, finished 4th.
Yeah. Unless we tried to drop him, in which case it just never will work.
Crazy stuff. We got one more race though, guys. We're 12 minutes to this Arkansas bred race, and this is the one I've been waiting for, actually. So
you're getting 7-1 on Goodnight Archie.
Listen. My girl Tammy Orsby has that horse primed and ready. 3rd off the layoff. We got away from Garhole today. Tammy's got this horse ready. We got Ricardo. We lured him in to ride. Good night, Archie, the 3. Look out.
It's like you sound like one of those fanboys talking about your favorite sports team. Listen, we brought in Ricardo in the off season. We've been working on the training, the conditioning's there. What is this wee shit? Do you own the horse?
I'm not sure I want to bet any horse that you have to lure Ricardo in for. Like that's.
I'm giving you facts, and you take them however you want them. But we're ready for this race. We had to get away from Garhole. That was the key.
Jared, save us.
Well, I'm just sitting there. I'll actually talk about it. I'm sitting there watching these replays over and over of this race, and you a lot of credit to the. I mean, much credit as you want to give this group to those horses that made the run, but you look at, Chasing Time was maybe not the most perfect trip, but the horse just to me looked like a horse. Just what we thought was not quite good enough to win. And then a lot of these horses like Dash Attack and Stellar Tap and even Newgrange went backwards. Cabot tried. I mean, he did the dirty work up front. Ben Diesel didn't do anything. So I mean, just a lot of these horses just were in that kind of mid pack. You watch like say Barber Road and Stellar Tap in the turn are side by side. I mean, they're going side by side, perfect positions if they're going to make a run. Well, one of them did, one of them didn't. And so to me, it's just that I know the Ford's not great. I don't think Barber Road's great. Ethereal Road probably should have won. I don't think any of these horses are great, and yet some of these horses that we've been talking about, Chasing Time, Newgrange, Dash Attack, Ben Diesel, Stellar Tap, all those horses that we've been talking about since December just didn't do anything. I just don't think to me, this was more about crossing horses off the list today.
Yeah, no, 100%. I was typing. I looked up and saw how much was gone. I was like, that's weird. So yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, it's totally. And honestly, with a horse like Newgrange, who can't really run in it, anyway, I think that's it for him. I don't think they'll try to push on with him. I really don't. Because what's the point, right? I mean, he just wasn't very good today. You got to rank a few of these horses. I think because they're in the Derby, so to speak now, I think you rank them 18, 19, 20 on your lists, honestly. Like, I don't think these horses are better than anything that we've seen.
It's like when you were putting the last year when the Japanese horse was qualified and they were going to send for a while. You're like, I'm putting him at he's 20th because he doesn't have a shot in hell of winning, but I'll put him there.
But he's coming, so you gotta acknowledge him, so to speak.
Do you know anything about this this trainer Ricky Corville that for Unoho?
Very little.
He had him to begin with. He debuts him at Keeneland, and it doesn't seem like he's a trainer that usually goes to Keeneland. He goes to Delta and wins, and then Tony Dutrow gets him in New York, but then he comes out here. I just this seems like a barn that wouldn't usually win a race like this, so I'm very curious.
I mean, that could have been a made-up name, as far as I know. No, I'm kidding. I've seen the name in the program. That's it. I don't know much about him. No.
Aaron, you mentioned Japan. How about the Japanese horses this morning? I mean, we had, 4 winners, plus a couple seconds. I mean, it was an impressive showing there in 7 races that could compete for.
I mean, I think it's just an extension of what we saw at the Breeders' Cup, right? Those horses came out and were absolutely loaded and ran great, and they did again today at Saudi. Those fields at Saudi, I don't think were like what they're going to see it maybe at the Dubai World Cup and that undercard, but they were still good, and they were dominant. The sprint was the one that really surprised me. It's like, God, that horse just murdered him, So very impressive. They've taken the breeding very, very, very seriously over there. They've kind of formulated a plan of trying to shrink the breed, and then they've come up with something big. I mean, they look really, really strong.
It built an entire breeding operation around Sunday Silence. I mean, I really wish that horse stayed in America. Would have been amazing to see what we would have been able to do with Sunday Silence. So he pretty much every horse that you see is either sired by or second sire of Sunday Silence.
Yep. I mean, it's really unbelievable. And like I said, I think they're just going to keep on running well in Dubai and on the world stage. But they're definitely going to be one we're going to have to always consider. And not just turf horses now, that was the thing. Now they're winning on the dirt too. So that was really impressive. And didn't they finish second to Baffert and Pinehurst? And so they kind of won that race too.
Yeah, I tweeted that. I said, I can't wait for 9 months from now, all the media coverage when Sakifu is the new Derby winner.
Sahuhu?
Yeah, I don't know. Sakifu, I don't know, something. It doesn't matter because nobody gets paid. We still haven't got the winner paid for the original. We don't know who won the original Saudi Cup.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Not worry about it. I hate it. I don't want to talk about Saudi Cup ever again.
Okay.
All right. No more talking about Saudi Cup. All right. So we got the last race here, 5 minutes from Oaklawn. Unfortunately, like the rest of the world, that 4-horse knocked us out of everything, I believe.
Yeah.
The will pays are wild here in the pick 5, by the way. $585,000 to the 13. Your favorite, the 11 horse, is paying $42,000. We've got, I don't know, does Oaklawn Park carry over?
No, sure don't.
All right, we've got three horses paying 4 out of 5 to the 2, the 5, and the 6. If you played any of those, you were still alive. Everybody else is paying a minimum of $42,000.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
And it's not like that sequence was hard up to that horse.
Oh, yeah. 2 very logical winners up to that one, which was not. But, yeah, I mean, it's if you win all that race, you could be there, no doubt. Because you could have singled stayed in for half in the race before. So,
yep.
That was their path, I guess, to it. But, yeah, and like I said, when Tammy wins this one, it's going to be a nice payoff for those that supported the 3-horse here.
So Aaron, you're all in on the 3. Good Night Archie. I like the 8 Mo Choctaw. Choctaw. I think this horse is going to wire this field. I mean, that first race is absolutely monstrous. The second one, I'm not really sure what happened. They actually went slower early, but then when Garhol, who this horse, the 8 horse, was actually favored over, came to him around the turn, he just kind of absolutely packed it in and gave it up. But if the 8 can replicate anything close to that first race, he wins by open lengths here.
Yeah, I think so. I think the 8 is the one you gotta respect the most, for sure. And listen, any Arkansas bred that's been up against Garhol, you gotta take him serious. You guys laugh. I'm telling you, that horse is good. He is really good. He could have beat those Rebel horses today. I have no doubt.
So that would be the 10, the 3, the 8, and the 13. That would be your super then, the Garhol super.
Yep.
3, 8, 10, 13.
It checks out. That race he ran last time out. He beat Tempt Fate, who was the best Arkansas bred up to the point, and Garhol just beat that horse.
I'm gonna play that super.
Bad as we play it, I'm telling you, that son bitch is good, and these horses are all getting that relief of getting away from that horse. So, the 8's one I used for sure. Mo Choctaw, pretty good horse. I thought the 7 Heritage Park was semi-interesting here as well. Like the horse a lot better though at the morning line odds. I don't really like. I think what is he now, 6-1? Yeah, that's not a great price on him. But he's a speedy little horse. He shows up at Oaklawn and he'll have something to say here. I just wish he was a little bit better priced, but he was second last time out in a claiming race. But really, once you get all these Arkansas breds are kind of the same, right? Like I know you look at it and go, well, claimer up to this allowance, yeah, but they all just put them in a bowl and draw them out.
It's different purse sizes.
Yeah, it's really not that big a deal. And he really kind of bounced back a little bit. He was in a starter with Supercharger and Mrs. Beans. Those are 2 pretty good horses. And then he came out of that Bandit Point Tempt Fate race on the 12th of December. So definitely got the class drop last time, but I think this is more his style today.
You know who finished 4th in that Bandit Point Tempt Fate race?
Who?
The 9 horse, 501, who you were not interested in at all, who I think you can make a pretty good case for.
Okay,
if you draw a line through the mile and 16th race, draw a line through the sloppy race, and then the numbers fit. And you got to go 3 back for it. But if you draw a line through those 2 races where he doesn't like it off track, 5 of his 6 career wins have been fast tracks, career best buyer, fast track, doesn't want to go mile and 16th. So he trucked that race out. And we're getting back to a level that he actually was close to succeeding at. And you're getting a nice price on the 9 right now.
He's a tough horse. He's been around for a long time. He used to be the best Arkansas bred on the backside when he was with Brad Cox. He's now 8 years old. He's kind of like I said on the video when we talked about Wayne Lucas, like never count him out till he's dead. That's kind of this horse. I've counted him out a few times. He just keeps on coming back. I like that Tim Martin has the horse. I think he's kind of got him back, not to his previous form, but got him back running pretty good. I don't hate it. I like Ken Tohill a lot. I think that's a big jockey upgrade. I like that Tohill jumps aboard here. So yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. I just think it might be a little too tough for him. I'm just not sure he's quite good enough still to win.
Well, let's play that 9-3 exacta. That thing will pay.
Yeah, the 9-3 exacta. I like it.
It is basically pitch black at Oaklawn now, too, by the way.
I know.
And the sloppy track.
Well, that's going to favor Goodnight Archie, the darkness. We like to run in the dark, so he's a better dark horse than he is a bright horse. And I think Tammy's got him ready, so we're all rooting for her, and let's see what happens with Goodnight Archie. Let's cross our fingers. What's the matter, Magic?
I just love this commitment you've got going on here.
Did you get any inside info on that horse?
Yeah, he's ready to go. The biggest thing is we're getting away from Garhole. That was the inside info I got. We had to get away from that horse. Now that we are, we're in good
I can't believe Navy Seal is 10-1. That seems a little wild here.
I've liked that horse off and on. That's the thing. These locals, you see them year after year. Navy Seal. That's another one. Coming out of the Garhole race, got second, beat Goodnight Archie. But Goodnight Archie, we kind of just once we saw we couldn't win, we kind of pulled back. So
yeah, there we go, David. Let's get this 9 home.
The 9 winning would be a blast from the past for me. I would like that.
If the 9 wins, I'm actually gonna be really pissed at Newgrange, to be honest.
Well, that's fair. The 9 would warm my heart. I've stood at the rail Oaklawn many times trying to root that horse home, or
I'm with you so much.
All right, here we go.
Broke well. The 8 should go. Oh, the 8 didn't
bye,
break at
8.
all. Yeah, that's a problem.
I don't think Mo Choctaw is going to go gate to wire summit.
No,
that's exactly what we wanted. We wanted Ricardo to outbreak these and get in front. And so we're in a good shape here. Third off the layoff too, we run them back into form. We don't try to train them too far.
I don't even want to fucking listen to Vic. I'm just going to listen to Aaron.
Is it like pouring?
Yeah. That's going to hurt us. We didn't want that kind of track.
Yeah.
So,
the sky was supposed to open up.
if we lose, that's going to be
Ricardo just got cold. That's why he's shaking, because he's trying to stay warm. That's why he's working that hard on
So the 7 horse, here comes the 2 up the rail. Captain
2's going to run out of space.
If Captain Don wins, I'll quit for a day.
Until tomorrow.
So here's
Here
the worry.
the 12.
Rolling Fork coming in here. That's a really nice horse.
Isn't the 12 that got beat by Garhole?
Yeah, the 10 needs some room here.
The 3
11.
Your 3's done, buddy.
Yeah, well, we didn't like the sloppy track, so we'll be back.
Who's
We'll be back.
I thought that's what we were looking for, Aaron.
No. We looked for the dark, but not the sloppy track. 11. Here comes your 13.
Here comes my 13. He's gonna put a good run in.
11, 13, 5, 12.
Well, that horse made sense for sure. Did we cross the wire?
I mean, who's hotter than John Ortiz right now? Not Bob Baffert.
Not Tammy Ormsby.
Not Ricardo.
You gotta go back to your source, man.
Oh, new grade.
Was your source John Ortiz?
Yeah.
No, I should have known better. No. I really thought that horse would run much, much better than that, obviously.
Hey, listen, if that was a 4 furlong, 3 furlong race, that was a winning effort.
Just throwing it out there, I did play the 10-cent super box with all the Garhole horses. They ran 1, 2, 3. It's 11, 13, 10. They all were in the top 4. The 3 and the 8, unfortunately, did not round out that super for me. The Garhole super did not work out.
Damn.
But the Garhole try did work out?
Yes.
Yeah, the Garhole try is in full effect here.
Oh, that's sickening. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We need to remember that, though, the Garhole try. We'll
Alex, I'm gonna have to agree with you here. It's time to start drinking.
Hey, let's get the hell out of here. We'll drink.
Real
Meet at
quick,
the bar.
I don't know if we do that. I don't know if we do this on these shows or not. But after a massive Derby prep like we had today, I have to ask who's the Derby pick for each of you?
Epicenter.
The one-eyed winner.
I feel like okay, I'll give you 2. If Baffert can run, Messier, I think, is wildly better than this.
Well,
crop.
sure.
Like, I don't think so.
Slow down, Andy sucked.
I think he's wildly better than this crop.
When he's not at LaSalle, yes.
If he can't run, I actually think the filly is about as impressive as anything else I've seen. I think Secret Oath can win. I really can. I really believe she can win the race if she's in it.
Well, that
All right, Jared.
That escalated quickly, didn't it? Oh,
I mean,
aren't you glad
did
you
you
asked?
start drinking earlier?
oh, yeah, shit. I think
Who are we
Halterman's
afraid
been
of,
drinking.
though? You know, that's just it.
I mean, no one if you've had 5 cocktails.
I haven't had any.
Man. Well, we'll talk about it more next week this time. I'm gonna hope I'm right this time next week and stick with my manual. Just put in another bullet today. Back-to-back bullets. You got to think the horse is going to be ready to fire. I think, he's one of those that he's either top of the list, especially of horses that are eligible to run, so to speak, or he's off of it after that race, really. Unless he runs like a good second. But, he has the ability to either be one or off the list if he's just a no-show. And so, because he really has a lot to prove. But it's a big race for him. I'm going to stick with the manual.
I feel like there's only 2 horses that after the race have been like, wow, that was wildly impressive. Messier and this filly down at Oaklawn.
I think Epicenter was last week. I don't know.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put it to that level of Messier for sure, and maybe not a Secret Oath. Epicenter, though, was very impressive and made a big step forward. I don't necessarily, that's not going to be a pick of mine on top, but I do think he deserves to be mentioned.
I will take Epicenter. I'll take Epicenter. Yeah, you're right.
Feels a lot like Midnight Bourbon to me.
He's better than Midnight Bourbon.
Yeah, he's winning races.
Dude, speaking of that horse, do you think if they ran
won a couple too?
Do you think if they ran if Midnight Bourbon ran in some allowance race today, do you think he would still finish third or second?
No. Midnight Bourbon would win grade 3s, but he always faces horses that are better than him. He has for like a year. He's just facing horses who are better, and there's nothing he can do about it.
Literally, I counted, and it's 10. It has been 10 straight times now where you could say, next time he'll be good enough, because he runs good enough in all those races, and he has some sort of thing happen or falls over.
Yeah.
The one race where I thought he's going to win was the Clark, and I thought he ran horrible that day. Or he could have maybe won, even though Maxfield he would have been really good to beat Maxfield, but he had a shot and then he ran horrible that day. So
I thought the Travers was his race. Was it the Travers or the Jim Dandy? Which one did he was lone speed against?
Travers.
I thought that was his
quality.
chance.
He about beat Essential Quality. Yeah.
That was his chance to win.
Did you give your pick?
Yeah, I'm taking Way to Barrio right now.
Okay.
I think Way to Barrio has the stalking ability that all of the other horses that we're mentioning don't necessarily have, like just the dead stalker versus the closer, which I think is what Secret Oath is. And I was still really impressed with that race. And Safi, we know what he does. We know that horse could take more steps forward.
I think the last point was key. It was a really good race. I like Way to Barrio. I just, does he have that next step? He's going to need it. But very good start for sure.
Yeah.
Well, like Epicenter, I would like, but Epicenter is going to face pace pressure in the Derby. And yes, wildly impressive last weekend, but lone lead, right? And so, if he takes full pressure, is he going to be able to hold off good horses chasing him? I'm not sure I believe that he can do that yet.
I think it would be pretty funny if Safi Joseph won the Kentucky Derby after the video that Halterman and Magic just put out the other day about go watch it on our YouTube page.
Good vibes.
Getting the Kentucky Derby back to normal, and then Safi Joseph, enter Safi Joseph.
What's more normal than a drugged up horse winning the Kentucky Derby?
Right? If we don't have Baffer, let's give us another one, right? So. That note.
Any final thoughts? You guys want to get out of here?
I will say Midnight Bourbon did run really well today. I agree with the comment here from Ashley. Like, that horse ran his skin off as a final note because he did not run that race.
I thought he was dead out of the gate.
Let me ask you a question, though. When does he not? Right? Like, he always runs well.
Yeah.
Except the Clark.
He just runs against better horses. That's his problem. His problem is not
he
talent.
ran great at Louisiana in the Louisiana Stakes. He just got beat by Mandaloon. Like you said, he ran great and he got beat by Essential Quality. He ran great in the Pennsylvania Derby. He got beat by Hot Rod Charlie. Just one of those things.
Yeah, Ashley, we'll be back for the Fountain View Stakes. That's next week. So if you're watching, thanks for joining us. The Fountain View Stakes draws Monday, so we're going to have content coming at you in less than 2 days from now. So make sure racers.com and check that out. Sorry, go ahead, Jared.
No, it's going to be a busy week. As you know, you're ready. So I think you're ready. Busy week. We've got 3 preps literally all across the country, and some legit ones, that we're going to have. Sure, Baffert will have 6 horses in the San Felipe, and we'll figure out what the hell is going on out there. And of course, we'll have the Fountain of Youth that's got Emmanuel, like we mentioned. Probably, Emmanuel will probably be the favorite, won't he? Who else would be in there that
Rattle and Roll, Grade 1 winner?
Simplification will take a ton of money.
Yeah,
it's a good race. It's a solid race, put it that way. And then there's one in Aqueduct too. So
Gotham.
Hey, Aqueduct was a key race today. Let's not take a stick at Aqueduct here.
Should tell you everything you need to know about today.
All right, close it out, Magic.
Thanks for joining us. Hit like if you like the video, hit subscribe if you really like it. Tell us in the comments below what you thought about the Rebel Stakes and all the other shenanigans shit we've been going on today. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back for Fountain of Youth. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and all that jazz, and we'll let you know when we're doing this. Thanks, guys.
This has been a presentation of RacingDudes.com, your destination for all things horse racing and sports betting. Whether you want free winners, expert insider picks, up-to-the-minute trackside weather reports, or podcasts and videos for bettors of all skill levels. Never make another wager without visiting the Racing Dudes. First,